Hi everybody, I'm Zilla Blitz and welcome back to our continued adventures in trying to get the Blood Eagle achievement with Crusader Kings 3, where you take one of the sons of Ragnarr Lothbrok and any of those sons' descendants and conquer every single county in Britannia. Now, in the last episode, you saw that King Guthrither became Emperor Guthrither and formed the Empire of Britannia that we can see up here in the top right of the screen. Things have since shattered into a rebellion upon his precisely before his death. His son, now Emperor Bjorn, has taken over. A lot of problems to face, although I can see we've got a pathway to accomplishing Blood Eagle achievement in this episode if things go right. I can also see several futures that the entire empire falls apart. Let's see what happens. So let's go over the pressing issues in Emperor Bjorn's life as he takes over at the age of 37 with the Empire of Britannia and trying to conquer the last remaining counties. First up, he has no lifestyle focus, so we have to solve that. Second up, the council is barren, so we have to fill the council with good counselors. That's to be expected, though. The third problem is we have a regent here up in the top left. We have a wife, and our wife is actually pretty good, very well talented. So we look here at our wife, we can see that she is Amazonian, and we'll kind of explore what that looks like with the kids and stuff like that. But we got to dump this region so that we have full control over the government and politics of the empire. Now, the other thing is we need to rebuild the economy. We can see we've only got 61 gold coins and we're losing 11 coins a month because we're in the middle of our other pressing issue, which is a massive rebellion. And if we look down here, we can see the rebels are currently sieging our capital of Warwick, and they have 4 months left to go. So the siege is on here. This is a pressing issue. They have 3,000 troops. We have less than that, although we do have some allies up here that I think may no longer be allied. I'm not sure. I think our alliances have broken and I'm not sure what they're going to do, but I'm trying to both siege the rebels' capital and then break off half the forces and hoping that our allies will follow us down here to help us conquer and knock out these rebels. Now, the other thing that we're doing here is the leader of the rebels. We've got a murder plot on him, and it's going to take about a year. He is not well liked by a lot of people, so it looks like our murder plot might be successful, but it's probably going to take a year for that to happen. Warwick will fall before then. Currently, in the rebellion, in the bottom right-hand corner, we can see that we're plus 78%, largely thanks to Bjorn's dad, who is doing a pretty good job keeping the rebels at bay, however unable to deliver that knockout blow. The rebellion is our biggest problem because we can see these red areas. The rebels control a massive chunk of Britannia here, basically the northern half of England. If we lose this rebellion, that's a lot of ground we have to make up. That can't happen if we're going to try to get this achievement in this certainly in Bjorn's lifetime and certainly in the next decade or so. The other thing to be aware of is that we've just transitioned now to a new emperor, so who knows how fragile this realm will be. And that brings us to a good point, which is to take a look at Emperor Bjorn. Now, Bjorn here is intelligent. He's got some really good stats. If we look 11 for diplomacy, he's got 15 for martial, 19 for stewardship, 13 for intrigue, which isn't bad either. And then a mediocre, it says poor, but I mean 8 for his lowest skill isn't very bad. 22 for prowess, so he's rather good with the sword too, thanks to all the artifacts that he is carrying around. And this actually takes us to, I think, a lifestyle choice here, because that 19 in stewardship, and I think could actually lead to some very good decisions here. We can see that he's already filled up much of this administrator track, and a lot of these administrator ones are good for keeping the realm together, like toe the line down here. Your vassals are less likely to join independence factions. This could come really handy right now as some of these counties and some of these duchies and some of our vassals think about overthrowing this new emperor. So I'm hopeful that some of these will keep the folks in line and keep them liking us. I also think that we can shift up into the architect realm a little bit, which will help us rebuild the economy and build some of the counties. So I think that this really would be a good choice for Bjorn in terms of a focus. And regarding the focus, I think we could go wealth focus or domain focus, but let's go with the stewardship +3. So we're going to pick that, and that will give us a stewardship of 22, and we pick the stewardship track. Now, hopefully we can get these last two and start getting some in architect pretty quickly. So that solves problem number 1. Let's now go in and see if we can pick out some good counselors. So we've got a council in place. The patriarch does not like us. We can't change him because we're Catholic, but we are trying to sway him Got a pretty good steward at 18, a chancellor at 25 for diplomacy. Marshal is 25. He's one of our commanders. That's good. And then our spy master with the 19. They all are in our good graces. They like us here too. So I think those stewardship points there are actually turning out to be pretty well. We seem to have a decent start here as an emperor. Let's see what we can do about this regent who we've got up on the top left here. We just made him our marshal, interestingly enough, but hopefully he'll be happy with that. If we click on the crown on the top right and then open up this regent here, I think we could end the entrenched regency right now, even though this patriarch here doesn't like us. Let's try that. Will accept. Dismiss with the wave of a hand. Excellent. Get out of here. You are gone. So that fixed very easily the regency problem. Now we've got our wife here helping us out. Excellent. So those are 3 very pressing issues that we needed to take care of. And now the most pressing issue of all, which is this dissolution war, which started a couple of years ago. The big thing here is that they're sieging our capital. Even though we're up 78%, we do have a lot more troops. Our allies did stay with us, by the way. King Franz of East Francia is here. This is the son of the hideous guy that we married our sister off to. So all kinds of crazy stuff going on here. Now, we do have our 3 allies, and we theoretically outnumber them, but they're in a really good tactical situation here. So we're going to try to send our troops down here to break this siege on the capital. They're probably going to get it. I hope that won't be enough to give them complete victory, because we're still up by 78%, so we should be able to absorb some losses. And then as we come down here, hopefully we can flatten them, take care of this dissolution war, get the kingdom and the realm back under control. Having said that, I do think we want one more ally, and that gives us a route to get it. We have 4 kids, and check this out. Our primary son, Prince Guthfrithur, is maimed and wounded, right? He's got none of this. Now, if we look at us here, we're intelligent. Look at his mother, she's Amazonian. These are all inheritable traits, but does our first son get this? No, he just gets maimed and wounded. Nothing from the genetic tree of benefit here. His brother is hale. His sister is intelligent and Amazonian. We wish she could be empress. She'd be an awesome empress. And then our youngest son is both quick and Herculean. But no, our oldest son, the one that's supposed to inherit, gets the genetic short straw here. We might try to do something about that. I'm not sure that we can. But anyway, we're going to get him married off to try to get one more alliance, to get a few more troops up in here, because I do not want to lose this revolution. Let's get started. I'm going to set time free here, and we're going to see if we can put this war down and then organize our kingdom again. Trying to take on this fight. We're outnumbered. I'm hoping we can swing it, but it looks like we're going to lose. Gosh. Thought we had enough, but we just weren't strong enough. Defeated. We couldn't get our allies to follow. Now our allies are coming down here, though. Now they're turning away. Oh, but we broke the siege, actually. That's perfect. For whatever reason, after we beat them in combat, probably our allies are following us down here now. They were coming down to help out, so they left and they ran away. So even though... Oh, our culture has discovered city planning. That sounds very helpful. All right, so not the best outcome for that battle, but it does look like it had its effect of breaking the siege on the capital, and our war score is up to 84%, and we are about done with sieging up here. What are we, 2 months away from successfully sieging up here? Whoops, we've lost some. We have to get our staff on board here, too. I better pause for that. We don't have a court physician, an antiquarian, yeah, caravan. Wow, all of these. Oh, yeah, look at that. Okay, I'm going to pause and fix this. Wow, all our potential candidates for these jobs are just terrible. Poor, 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 poor. We need to work on improving our court, too. I got to get some of our courtiers married off here. So we're going to pause things and sort the court out, too. So we sorted out our courtiers, and there wasn't too much to do there. We have to build up a better court, I think. The enemy has come back. The rebels came back and started besieging Warwickshire again. However, we finished off their final holding, putting us up to 100%, and that's going to end this dissolution war. We gained 50 prestige, which is most excellent. Now, the realm is together. Let's see, do we have other things coming? Yes, we do. 2 members here. 3 members. We've got more wars on the way here. So we might see what we can do with dissuading these people or killing these people. We want to hold the realm together here. So probably more combat on the way, but for the moment, we can let everybody go and try to sort out the kingdom a little bit. So looking at this potential uprising, we have two of the candidates, or both of whom are in our prison from the last uprising, and we can actually execute without any penalty. So I think let's take care of one of them. And then up here, we can take care of the second one. Problem solved there. That weakens us. We have a third one here. Do we want to... she's not in prison, so we can't execute her, but that should weaken that for quite a while. Now, we have a bigger problem, though. The perpetrator of the last rebellion here, this Duke Celine Macnair of York, we can't execute him because his heir is the King of Scotland. That means this massive chunk of Britannia here, this big piece we can see right here in the middle, this right here is all set to be inherited by the King of Scotland. That's a problem. So somehow we have to, I think, usurp the Kingdom of Scotland and take him out before this guy dies, because otherwise a massive chunk of our realm is just gone, and we'd have to take it back. So that's the problem we have to solve now. But I think first up, we want to try to get our economy going. We've got some raiders. Right now, we're still losing 6 gold per month. So I want to kind of put these raiders down, then get our economy back in line and see if we can sort this out. So that's going to be our goal going forward. So a number of years have advanced forward. We're into the positive in the economy now. Although the economy's still not good, we're still working on it. We did get the administrator trait, however, which helps with that. So our stewardship now is up to 25, trying to take kind of economic control of the realm first. There's a lot of kind of smaller rebellions going on within the realm, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we haven't formed the duchies and created a lot of dukes in these places, so we have scattered counts trying to kind of rise up to power and fighting back and forth there. Now this duke who's land here, York, the Duke of York, who was, if he died, all his lands would have gone to Scotland. I decided to take a different approach with him. I let him out of prison, and then I've been trying to sway him to go from minus 100. Now he's up to 0, so he's rather neutral on me, but it's taken a long time to get there. The good thing, however, is that with him out of prison, he's had 2 kids now with his wife. I think they might actually be twins, which means that his primary heir now is his kid rather than the King of Scotland. So if he dies, this will now stay within our realm. So that's good. I'm trying to raise a little cash so we can go to war. I'm trying to get a buffer of cash first, but I always seem to find things to spend on it. So let's see. Emperor Bjorn now is up to 42 years old, so he's been in power for about 5 years. Relatively stable. Got a big plague coming in here now too, but other than that, other than the plague, things are relatively stable. Trying to kind of build up the economy a little bit more before we move on some of these other lands. And that's, we'll kind of keep driving on. Okay, shortly after we talked about that, we inherited from someone, one of our relatives, we inherited this county over here, Timirovo, the middle of Europe, up near Russia in the northern part. And with it came all his money, 800 gold. So that's good. We can kind of start building some more buildings in our realms here, which is going to be good. And perhaps we now have enough funds to start going after some of these outlier counties here. So we'll get busy. So Emperor Bjorn's not getting any younger here now. He's 43 years old. Things have been quiet. The economy feels really somewhat stable. And I think the rebellions have calmed down. So it's time to go to war. We've declared war against Leinster here to try to take these 2 counties as part of this duchy. So we're going to raise our armies and see what we can do. They have a couple thousand men, but I think we should outnumber them about 3 to 1. So I don't think we'll need to bring our allies in. That went smoothly. Armies defeated, siege completed of the main capital here of the duchy. We've reached 100%, can enforce our demands, and we are one small step closer towards controlling all of the counties here. We've got just these left up here, Buchan, and this little one, a piece of Scotland that we're actually trying this one thing on, which is convince the de jure territory to surrender it to us. Now, this takes a while here. It takes... it's going to take a long time, but I think that would just get them to cede this to us, which would just leave us to solve this one problem up here and this one problem down here. Now, I don't think we can go after them. Yeah, because you'll break the truce. So yeah, we have to wait a while on this one. But as they get less power, perhaps we can, I wonder if as they get down to just the county level here, would they be, no, they're not going to take vassalage. But anyway, okay, that's the current situation, making progress. things slide forward a little bit. We've been dragged into a couple of wars down here with our ally that we're helping out as best we can. And then up here, it looks like one of our vassals has laid claim on one half of this one county here in Leinster. And if they win that, that might slide into our realm. Elsewhere, Scotland has become Alba and now contains Iceland and these islands down in here, which could make it more challenging to get this. But we have to kind of finish the wars we're in first down here, these ally wars. And then I think we should be able to try to start taking control of some of this land up here. So we got out of our wars on the mainland continent, and we've declared war against Alba here to try to grab these 3 counties, which is part of a duchy. There are, with the parts here of Leinster that are left, there's 2 duchies that are split down here, so that'll be 2 more wars. Alba has these 2 are actually in the same county, the northern part, same duchy, the northern part, and this is all one duchy. So conceivably we could do this in 4 more declarations of war, but we'll see how this goes. God, we got smallpox. I wasn't paying attention to a plague, and I think we walked right into it. Is it up here? Ah, what a dummy. Oh, that's not good at all. Oh boy, Bjorn will never be the same again, even if he survives this malady. Oh dear. Okay. This is not what we had hoped is going to happen here. This is definitely problematic. Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, escaping death. The scars remain, both the skin and my mind. It seems like the affliction has left my body. There is time. I will survive. Excellent. You lose the trait smallpox. 10% chance you get scarred. 8 trait experience in the scarred trait. Glory to Jesus, I am well. Excellent. We did gain the scarred trait. That was fortunate. Gosh, in this war for Scotland, this king here, Commander King W, he's got a military trait of 49. They actually beat us. That was not very good. We outnumbered them by a significant amount. That makes me think it's time to call in our allies. We also have an Emptite council position. We lost our spy master. Excellent. The Bavarians are joining us, which will be helpful. Trying this again, we outnumber them 2-1. The commander is somewhat tenacious, though, here. Hopefully we can hunt him down here and be successful before they get to those mountains. Here we go. Let's see if we can win this one. This time, the numbers are just a little bit too much. We've tipped it against the king of Alba here. It looks like we're going to come out victorious. Hopefully we can capture him and end this war. Nope. We're up to 37%. That's a good start, though. Oh, this is so sad. Our son died. The maimed and wounded. He was actually maimed, wounded, and disfigured. He had just had a rough life. 27 years old. And he passed away. How did he die here? Let's see what happened. Was it combat? Internal injuries. So it must have been something perhaps from combat. But his military is only a 4. Well, he was trying. But yeah, he did not deserve this. Only 10 stress. That's not very loving there. But that does mean that we have a new heir who is wounded, scarred here, but he's hale, which is significantly better. Doesn't have any children yet, but that's progress then, I guess. That's actually very, very good. Now if we could just hunt this Scottish army down, finish them off, got them again. This time they're trying to flee, but it's actually pretty good. So we're making progress in this war, 49%, but it's slow. Finally, we captured the king to end the war. It took forever. We had to beat them about 5 or 6 times. And now the war has ended. We can claim this and enforce our demands here. Yes, the hostages would put it over the edge. So let's do that. Excellent. So be it. It's getting closer. These 2 counties in Alba, as well as this Oriel is the only one left. Briefly, our vassal has taken care of it. So that's excellent. 3 counties left, and we should have the Blood Eagle achievement. Emperor Bjorn has reached his 50th birthday, and it's 958 AD. We have 3 counties left. We can declare war on Oriel, but we've been sucked into wars with our allies down on the mainland here, and that's been kind of really slowing us down, and then getting picked apart by raiders and just lots of little things, plagues kind of running through here. But I think it's time to go declare war on Oriel here and see if we can take this. And then perhaps the truce will run out and we can take one last battle against the King of Scotland to get this last duchy up here. And that should perhaps do it. I just hope that Emperor Bjorn can stay healthy. How's he doing right now? Health is fine. Living healthy. Good. Stay healthy, Emperor Bjorn. What the heck? All of a sudden, 5,000 troops showed up here. Where the heck did they come from? That's insane. What? They just... 5,000 troops just appeared here. And we're getting all cut down here. What the heck? Oh, we marched him in one at a time. My goodness. Oh no, and I've got consumption. This is even worse. Oh no. God, this went sideways fast. Where did they get 4,000 troops? How does one guy get levies in one county of 2,600 troops? That's crazy. What happened? Don't understand that. That's a little bit odd. Okay, but we need to solve the problem, so we need allies. Come on up, allies. Oh no! Really? We died of consumption? Oh my gosh, we were so close. And all we had to do was 2 more little wars, and they get these invisible, just apparated army of 5,000 soldiers, and then we get consumption and we died. Our son will now take over. We're getting closer. Not quite there yet, though. Continue as Emperor Hastin here. The new emperor. Long live the emperor. However, the problem with Emperor Hastin here, he looks exactly like his father. His stewardship is only an 8. And so he's only got 4 out of 6 counties now, passed on to his sons. He's got 2 sons. He's got a daughter? Yeah, he's got a princess here. That's actually good because we can get them to some alliances here. But who are we allied with? This guy, Bavaria, but he's got his own problems. He's not coming to help. How do we solve this problem of 4,300 troops? I guess we have to let our forces recover, perhaps. We do have 3,000 down here. That's not enough, though, apparently, because 5,000 troops in this one county. Who knows where they came from? We have a lot of things to do, though. Council. Lifestyle. He's intrigue. Interesting. We'll figure out what we're going to do, and hopefully we can hold things together. Factions coming up? Maybe, maybe not. War of Independence from their liege. This could go sideways fast now. The country could, the empire could fall apart here. But let's see how we can do. We'll be back in the next episode to finally, perhaps, finish Blood Eagle.